Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry, and here we go. We're about to clean the carpet here. This commercial job, and I did vacuuming everything. Of course, I used the Hoover Conquest, and there's a lot of junk in here. It's probably a little bit more than half full, and it's just incredible how well this vacuum works. I just did behind the reception desk here, and it's cleaning up beautiful. Yeah, there's a bunch of stains here, and they're all gone. There is wear on this carpet, but anyway, it's going to clean just beautiful. Yeah, it took me about an hour, I guess, to vacuum, and unfortunately, I moved. There's one thing I moved, and it was in a office where there was a desk on wheels, and there was a stain at one spot there. I thought I need to move that desk just a little bit to get at it, and there was a coffee maker on there, and it was extended. The power cord was stretched as tight as it went. I didn't realize it. Moved it a couple of inches, and down went the coffee maker and a Keurig. So I'm either replacing it, or if I can find I guess it's the water reservoir, the plastic thing that broke. I found a couple on the marketplace, same model. If I can grab one of them, I'll just replace the reservoir tank, or if I have to, I guess I'll buy a new one. That's unfortunately. But anyway, these things do occasionally occur, and we have to be able to roll with it, as it were. It is what it is. But anyway, let's clean the carpet. Oh, she's cleaning beautiful. I know that the last time I cleaned this carpet, I didn't have these green stripe pads, but I've been using them a lot on carpet towel, and I find they work very, very well, actually. They seem to really be able to scrub the carpet so well. Anyway, stains seem to come out very easily. This is the Encap Hero that I'm using. Causeway Supplies product out of Ontario. Seems to work very well. Oh, that reminds me of something. Anyway, yeah, this goes pretty quick. The vacuuming, I was very careful to make sure I vacuumed as well as I could, and the vacuum did pick up a tremendous amount of junk, as you can see when I showed you at the very beginning here. And as usual, what I'm doing is I am moving away from my power source. Ideally, as soon as I get past this point here, I'll be moving away from it. But ideally, you want to try and do that. I think actually the last time I cleaned this carpet, I believe I actually used my probably used my Vibe on it actually. But I figured out in the last few years that I much prefer the rotary in, well, virtually every situation anyway. And then when you get into these scenarios where you're coming into an office or a cubicle or whatever, and you've got to constantly be maneuvering around like I'm doing, you just simply can't beat the agility, maneuverability of the rotary. Be able to go instantly in any direction you want without really hardly even thinking about it. It just It just makes it so much easier. Just making sure I give that area there a little bit of a pre-treatment before I get there with the suspend. If I was using the Vibe, which is a fine machine, I'm not saying it isn't, I'd be having to go back and forth, and you know, it just takes a little bit more of an effort to reposition yourself for each pass that you do with it. Whereas with the rotary, we're going to call it ambidextrous. Making sure I go over this area there, the wear is a few more times. That's 300 RPM, which is about 360 degree cleaning passes per second on the carpet. And that's plenty. That's a lot of energy going into the cleaning process here. So anyway, and then again, one of the other advantages when I'm using the rotary and I'm shower feeding, which of course is what I'm doing, is much less usage of cleaning solution, which isn't again a serious concern by any means, because the expensive cleaning product is actually usually your most minimal cost, but nevertheless over time it does add up. But anyway, it's also, I won't have to stop and reload. I probably won't have to do it for the whole job. Actually, I do have the tank pretty much full. So it's, you know, that's, I guess it holds 4 gallons technically, so you're probably close to that in there. But anyway, I know some prefer the orbital machines, and there's nothing wrong with that. They're great. But they aren't the end-all be-all, in my opinion. So here we are again, another office. I'm holding the machine with one hand and the door with the other. And of course there's no vibration. That's another thing. Mind you, I find the Vibe actually is a very smooth machine anyway. I know some guys using the Trinities, which they have the tamping action, which is obviously going to be more of a vibration, but a lot of guys will take that off for various reasons. It's easy to do. There's just a washer that gives sets the pad driver, kind of makes it a little bit cockeyed on the mounting, as it were. My Obertech has that set up as well, so it wasn't exclusive to the Trinity. At least I don't think it is. but I know my Orbitech. Actually, it had one of my Orbitechs on. There's a couple of them, and one of them has actually the offset is actually welded. There's like a welded spot where you sort of mix the counterweight. It sort of sits at a bit of a angle from on the bottom of the motor shaft is a mounting plate, and then on the actual counterweight there's a when you put there's 3 bolts I think that hold it on. If you put a washer between the counterweight and the mounting, whatever you call it, on the bottom of the machine, it'll give that the counterweight a bit of an offset so that when it turns it's actually not sitting flat or parallel to the floor. It's off only by a little bit, but it just causes it to almost makes the pad driver kind of almost bounce on the carpet or dance on the carpet a little bit. But anyway, that's not something we want with a rotary machine. You want it to run smooth. And that's one of the reasons I kind of like them anyway, is it's smooth and quiet and it's just I think a better way to go. Anyway, we'll keep moving along here. Okay, I'm going to go back in here and then I can put these chairs back here. Make sure I give it a bit of an extra treatment over there where the wear has been happening. You can see the carpet is brightening up very nicely. Oh yeah, all those stains are coming out, no problem at all. Okay, we'll see how nice that's looking. Nice and even. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, looking good. That's the thing you want, is you want a nice even appearance. You don't want to have any patchiness. That's fairly warm. traffic lane at all. Gone. It was just a stain there, which I did pre-treat with the suspend, and it's gone. Look at that. Came right out. That's nice. There was a stain there, which is now gone. Okay. Okay, we're going to move this table. And move it back. Okay. Alright, here's the most nasty stain in the place, and I did forget to put the proxy on there. But let's see what happens when I go over it right now. See how it, see if it comes out. It looks like a coffee stain to me. Ooh, look at that. Ooh my, just like that. Oh my goodness. You gotta like that. Yep. Indeed, that's exactly what you want to see. Combination of the pre-treatment with the suspend, and then the Encap Hero, which is from Cosmic Supply, and then the Astro Turf green stripe pad with the really good agitation and transfer, soil extraction, transfer technology happening right there. Okay, let's go over here. We'll turn over. I was going to say reposition. No. Head down this way. I find it a little bit warm in here. The heat is on. Anyway. And just continue to move forward. And one of the things we were wanting to be careful about when, well, using any machine, but with a rotary, it's very easy to end up with with an uneven appearance. I see it all the time when I see carpets that have been cleaned with a rotary, that a lot of guys just don't have the, well, I guess the skill or the experience to use the rotor without ending up with a sort of an uneven patchiness appearance to the carpet. But that has a lot to do with the way that you maneuver the machine on the carpet. And I'm very, very aware of that while I'm moving it. And that's actually one of the reasons I really like the rotary, is it gives me such a how do I say this now? It keeps me on my toes, keeps me thinking while I'm cleaning. Whereas with the orbital machines, it's a lot more, it's a lot easier to just hit the switch, turn the motor on, turn on the valve, and just walk forward and basically do it like that. So you can hand the orbital machines to a lesser experienced person, and very quickly they can become quite competent using the machine, which is a good thing. But you don't want to be handing a novice a rotary. Yeah, definitely not a good idea. You've got to train them how to use them properly. It takes a while to get the hang of it, to be really skillful at it. And that's what kind of is a deterrence to a lot of people, and I get that, that's fine. It's not everybody's cup of tea, you could say, I guess. All right, we're going to head down this way. Let's see where I'm going pretty quick here, actually. Another stain gone. Okay. You can sort of use the squares as a guideline as to where you're at on the carpet. Some stains along here, a series of spots. Yeah, more stains over here, and they're all coming out with really very little effort. Go and wipe this floor over here. It's vinyl planking, actually. Okay. We're gonna get that little treatment in here. So, oh, that one I love that too. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's looking good. Oh yeah. I tell you, I have a Challenger machine, and I would definitely not enjoy doing the Challenger, using the Challenger for this carpet. It would really be a tremendous amount of effort. An OP like that is not going to be fun to use on a carpet like this. I mean, not that you can't do it, you absolutely can, but it's definitely much more effort to maneuver the machine. Any wheels up orbital is going to take more energy because you're having to push and pull the machine back and forth with your arms. Wheels down is going to be easier because, well, you still have to do that, but you're not having to hold any. It's just less stressful on you, for sure. I know there's some guys out there that are maybe you're just starting out, or for whatever reason you decided you want to just stick with a machine like an Oric, which you can obviously clean carpets with, but you don't want to be cleaning a carpet like this. It would just be very unrealistic. I mean, can you do it? Of course you can. Should you? Well, you really want to spend the day doing it. But yeah, the rotary is going to be able to produce the results you need at a much faster and more easy rate, and easier on you too, as you can see. Remember when I first started many years ago, 30 years ago, my first rotary was a 13-inch rotary, and I was doing big jobs like this with it. And it wasn't, I mean, it took a long time because it was small, but it really wasn't hard to do. And mind you, I didn't even know half of what I know now, as far as how to get the results in order to have the cleaning products that we have now, or even the pads for that matter. In fact, when I first began, literally the first year or two, I had these, the only pads I had available to me, or bonnets, I guess you'll call them at that time, were, I didn't have the green stripe ones initially. Because I just went to the local janitorial store and said, okay, what have you got? And all they had was these loopy, I guess they were a rayon blend, and they worked okay. But yeah, anyway, it was all part of the learning process, and I didn't have anybody else to call on as far as what anybody would recommend, because there was nobody out there other than the only company out there that was really doing much in the way of any working with a rotary and bonnets per se was actually Chem-Dry. And that was pretty much it. But they, of course, said in shower feed. And then there was Rotostatic was around as well. And they were similar, except they always used the green stripe pads. I don't think they ever used the thick loopy ones that Chem-Dry did. Anyway, let's go over here. And we're going to move that chair with the plant on it. And then we'll do this section here, and then we'll take a look at the pad. We'll see where we're at. Couple of marks over there. Look at that, eh? Oh, I see a twist tie here. There's a couple of, there's a nasty stain over here. Right there. And look at that, all gone. Nice and simple. That's the way we like it, okay? Yeah. Alright, let's go over here. We're gonna take a look at the pad. And we'll get an idea of what's going on here. And it looks like I've used a gallon. Actually, yeah, I guess I pretty had a little over 3 gallons in there. It holds 3 gallons. For some reason I was thinking 4. My other tank holds 4. Yeah, so I've used about a gallon already. Let's have a look at the pad. Not too bad. But anyway, all right, I will continue on. Take me another half hour or longer, 45 minutes maybe, to finish the rest here. Anyway, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.